Really, I think it's very sinister, and I definitely heard the word digital, which at the end of that, and we'll have to look at it again, but he definitely said digital, and I don't like the sound of that at all. I've just been to sunny Ibiza, and I went with a COVID recovery certificate. So I had to get a private PCR test, it was about £60. Then I had to get a COVID certificate of recovery to get into Spain, because I'm only one jab, Jules. And when we did it all, we floated through the airport, as you do, on the other side, and nobody checked any of our COVID. They weren't interested in looking at any of our COVID. I had it all printed off, and all they were interested in, guess what, Mark?
What was that?
All they were interested in was stamping my passport, because you are no longer in the EU, madam. So you only have 90 days. So, but it's just like, it was a punishment, you know, for leaving the EU.
Yeah, no, I know. And you have to watch all those people with the Irish passports, because they happened to change planes in Shannon in 1972, so they qualify for Irish citizenship, sailing past you. And I know how annoying that can be. We've had a couple of I don't know whether to be encouraged or not encouraged. We sort of provoked a couple of guys on other stations into taking up this issue, rather dismissively, I felt. And we also have the Baroness, who's heading the official inquiry, asking if this matter can be added to the remit of her inquiry. But on the other hand, we've had 5,000 excess deaths, non-COVID deaths, in the last 4 weeks in England and Wales. In other words, we've got over 1,000 people a week dying more than should be dying. And we're not talking COVID, we're talking about other, like sudden adult death syndrome and all this kind of thing. You would have thought, would you not, that if you've got excess deaths at that rate, that somebody in government would at least be exploring whether there's a connection.
No, aren't they? And it's like they've just, well, we've said, sweeping it under the carpet. And it's very distressing for the victims. It's very distressing for the families. Not just deaths, but severe illness. We've got Guillain-Barré syndrome, paralysis, we've got eye problems. And these victims of these jabs, we had them in good faith. They're all trying to get treatment. They're trying to get help. They can't work, many of them. In fact, I've got an IT guy that's a friend of mine, and he's lost his full-time job from having 2 AstraZenecas because he cannot function. He's got brain fog. What happens to these people? They're just thrown. So, yes, people do need to, the government do need to just open their ears and listen, because everywhere I go, I was on a dog walk today and I was chatting to someone, and she's got really bad menstrual problems from the 2 Pfizers. And then her chap that was with her, they were working together, just thought about it, and he said, well, I've had vertigo, I've had severe fatigue, but they don't always report it. None of these are reported, these ailments.